Good afternoon, everybody. It's February 8th, 2:43 p.m. on the East Coast here in Virginia. Shortly, just a few dozen miles south of your nation's capital. Oops, it's time to turn the volume down. I start that song over again. Alright, this cartoon, I'm taking on this whole wife beater thing within the Trump administration. And as you see from the beginning here, I really could not figure out how to frame this cartoon. I just could not get into it. I had this whole thing in my head and it just was not working out. So I was doing it again and again and again and again. I was through with one cup of coffee by the time I changed my mind on how to do this cartoon, which you will see in a minute. And I just drawn the same failed action scene over and over again. Maybe I couldn't really get into the whole thing of actually having a woman getting punched. I don't know. But anyway, here I'll probably pause just to stare at it for 5 minutes. I've done that before. Usually these cartoons, when I say they can take up to 6 hours or something, it's not actually 6 hours of drawing. It's more like 6 hours of drawing and doing a lot of dicking around. I do a lot of research sometimes, and then I'm clicking links and responding to stuff people send me, and next thing I know I'm going down wormholes, and suddenly I know everything there is to know about Kajagoogoo. And 7 hours has gone by. So today's is actually a bit shorter. The last two cartoons I spent a lot more time on. And I think pretty much here I changed my mind on how I was going to do this cartoon. and I like the way it came out better than what I originally had intended. But I started getting my zone here. And this was, there was like 1 cup of coffee into it. And I was debating whether or not to make this guy look like Donald Trump, but then I didn't want to distract readers and critics. So by saying I was calling Trump a wife beater, even though he's been accused of that, but that wasn't the point I was going for. So I made him look like a mean guy, and then a little bit later I changed him to try to look a little bit more like Rob Porter, who has left the Trump administration, despite the Trump administration not wanting him to leave. They never want the weirdos to leave. They wanted Michael Flynn to stay. Just so much for hiring all the best people. This cartoon is kind of a relief after it had drawn a couple cartoons with a lot of details and a lot of different shading and junk like that. Things to shade around. But I think if I do something like super intensive with the artwork every single day, at some point you lose people a little bit. Even your readers might get a little worn out. And sometimes you like taking it a little bit easier, you know, using minimal artwork. Not to the point where you're just doing like captures of pictures on Google and then throwing them in your cartoon and calling it a cartoon. There's some guys who do that. I won't mention any names. Yeah. I just woke up a couple hours ago, so my brain may not be working yet. Maybe I should have waited like an hour or two before I started to do today's. But I was kind of excited to do today's because I knew it wouldn't take as long. And there's another detail on this that you'll notice in a bit with the lettering. Typically, I drink about 3 cups of coffee per cartoon. When they have a lot of artwork, I might drink up to, I don't even want to say. But I'll make 2 pots. But they're small pots. It's not a big, giant pot like you probably have at home. It makes like 3 tall coffees. So you're learning so much about me. Learning about my coffee habit. I drink a lot of coffee. I love coffee. One of my routines with the coffee is that I try to complete the rough before I pour my first cup, before I even make the coffee. I'll have it set, loaded, water in the machine, ready to go, but I won't hit the start button until the rough is done. And that kind of inspires me to hurry up and get done with the rough, because by that point I really want a cup of coffee. See, I'm not too sure how much time this one will take until it's actually done. I mean, I could have done the math, because it's several different videos, but I didn't do that. I'm a cartoonist, we don't do math. See, I labeled her a white woman because that's been my whole befuddlement is with why white women are voting for Trump, and why they stick with them. Why anybody could actually believe he was more honest than Hillary Clinton. Not that Hillary Clinton is just so awesome, but how could anybody be thought of as less honest than Donald Trump? I mean, yeah. But white women, seriously? And they're still supportive of him for the most part. White women voted for Roy Moore in Alabama. But anyway, I decided to just change this to women voters, because overall he did get the woman vote, which still doesn't make any sense. But so did Romney and McCain. But you wonder about that. You know, you stick with them, and even after broken promises. I mean, how many times did he say Mexico's going to pay for the wall? And now he says that he wants to shut down the government if you don't pay for that wall. And Trump voters are like, yeah, damn Democrats. They won't make us pay for the wall. How dare those Democrats? Republicans. Yeah. The trolls have not found my YouTube channel yet, so I can say things like Republicans are stupid and unsavory characters. And ever notice, and I said this the other day in the blog, if you are a Republican, you have to lie or conceal some information to support your position. Every single position, you're going to have to warp something. And liberals will do that here and there too, but not all the time, and not every liberal. But every Republican does this for every issue. Pick an issue, any of them. And this is why I'm a liberal, because if you're a liberal, facts are biased toward liberalism. And if you're a liberal, you don't have to lie. You can be honest. Be honest right now, Republicans are stupid. Bunch of hypocrites. Bunch of morons. Evangelicals. Oh, you wouldn't know this candidate. It was somebody who doesn't cheat on his wife. We love that Trump. He was sent here by God. You guys are bad in 1,000. And he's hired these assholes like this Rob Porter, John Kelly, who was supposed to be the calming influence, the moderate influence on Trump. And he's out there telling lies about Frederico Wilson. I'm just going to get on a rant here. About Obama not calling troops. Gold Star families. Bunch of idiots. In this whole DACA thing, they're lazy. You can expect a cartoon of John Kelly coming up in the next couple of days. I'd like for my next cartoon to be on something other than Trump, or a Trump issue. But it's been one of those weeks. I lost a client last week. That happens. And they go for nicer cartoons. But I'm glad I got that rant out of the way before the trolls got here. Not really, because when they get here, I'm just going to do it even more. I'll probably even be talking about the stuff they're commenting on. But they're coming. And again, thank you for playing. Thank you for coming along. And please click the subscribe. Share this on Facebook and Twitter and even LinkedIn or Snapchat. Can you share a video on Snapchat? I have a Snapchat and I never use it. But subscribe. Please hit the clicky thingy, that red button. And do stuff. Help me get this out there. Visit my website, Claytoonz.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. You'll see the links in here. And I want to thank you all for coming by. We're getting near the end. And I really, really appreciate everybody who's commented and shown support at me and stuff like that. I wanted to make this cartoon really, really kind of darkish. And I don't think it came out as dark as I wanted it to. I wanted it to be dark and foreboding, but I don't think it really worked out. Well, not as dark and foreboding. It's still kind of dark. I might have a family member in one of these kind of relationships. Her husband told her she can't talk to me. Go figure. Most people make that choice all by themselves. See, we are coming up on, I do believe. Did I not color him yet? Oh yeah, that's right. I colored her first. Usually I go left to right. This time I went from right to left. The trick was to make this kind of dark without putting so that you could still see, but still see the lettering. Yeah. See, I told you I just woke up. I lied. It wasn't an hour ago. It was like 30 minutes ago. I went to bed about 9 a.m. At the time Morning Joe ended. I watched Morning Joe with the volume down this morning. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I'm weird. Anyway, thank you all for coming by, checking out today's video. Come back tomorrow. I have no idea what it's going to be. I don't have my next subject in my head. But I got to draw 2 cartoons tonight. One for you, my syndication, and one for Costa Rica. I do cartoons for the Costa Rica Star. And so I'll be doing those 2 tonight, and I'll be busy. And it's probably a 2-pot coffee night. So I say 2-pot night, but then some people will just get all crazy about that. Yeah, it is pot. But I don't. Anyway, very busy tonight, but you're still going to get a video tomorrow. I'm going to do as many of these in a row, just to try to build up the following, or build a following, not the following. For everyone who's here already, thank you. You are on the entry level. You all have stock options. Disclaimer, you do not have stock options. But thank you. Come by again. We are almost there. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hugs and love. Squeezes. I said that yesterday, so I said, don't do that to me. Bye. I didn't time that well. Goodbye. Come on, Jonas, draw faster. Okay, now we're almost there. Have a great Thursday, everybody. See you on Friday. Have fun. Be crazy. Be insane. Subscribe. Read more political cartoons. And call your paper. Tell them to carry me. Bye-bye.